What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Graphics. In today's video, I will show you guys how to design this Valentine flyer in CorelDraw. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. And without any further ado, let's jump straight to the video. So all these are the resources. I'm going to put the link of all this in the down description below for you to download and make use of it. So without any further ado, let's jump straight to the video. Welcome to CorelDraw, guys. So the first thing we're going to do is change our paper size, and the size we're making use of is 5. We're going to make use of 10 by 10 inches. All right, so to do that, locate your property bar and make sure your drawing unit is on inches. All right, so come over to your page dimension and change that to 10 by 10 inches. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to come over to your rectangle tool and double click on it. All right, so it will bring itself to the frame we have already. So what you're going to do next is, you can see we'll have a black stroke. So what you're going to do is remove the black stroke by coming over here and right click on it. And this is what you are going to have, guys. So guys, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to import our stock images for this tutorial. So to do that, come over to File, locate Import, shortcut is Ctrl+I. So the next thing you're going to do is come over to this and select most of the things you're going to work with. All right, so I'm going to select everything we have here. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on Import and basically place everything here and leave that to that. All right, so you can just click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, and that is what you're going to have, guys. So the next thing we're going to do is I want to come over to this, and if you can look closely, these are all the text we'll be making use of. So and you can get the names of the fonts over here. I've put that for you guys to check it out. All right, so what you're going to do now is you're going to bring in this background. I'm going to scale it up this way. All right, I'm going to right click and select power clip, then place it into this frame, and right click again and select edit power clip. All right, and I'm going to make sure this is fitted to frame just right about that, and this is what we're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to select effect, select blur, then select Gaussian blur. All right, so we're going to just increase the blur just a little bit. All right, I think 3.4 pixels is fine. So we're going to click on OK. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on finish, and this is what we are going to have, guys. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in this. All right, I'm going to scale it up just right here. So once I do that, the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to draw a box over here. All right, so once I do that, I'm going to give it a black color so we're going to see. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my shape tool, and I'm going to select, just click on this node and drag it to get a round corner shape. All right, so this is basically what you're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do is, now let me remove the fill and give it an outline so we can see what we're going to do now. So next thing we're going to do is come over to this your tools. All right, select your contour tool and basically drag this way. All right, so once you do that, this is what you're going to have. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to basically right click and select all right, let's bring this apart this way. First of all, let's select our contour tool and draw this way. All right, so once we do that, right click and select break contour apart. The shortcut is Ctrl+K. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to bring in this background, and select this one, and what you're going to do is go to effects, select blur, select Gaussian blur, and you can blur it just a little bit. All right, so it is not affecting. So what you're going to do is convert it to bitmap, select RGB resolution 300 and click on OK. Now go to effect again, select blur, select Gaussian blur. All right, so as you can see, it is working just as expected. So the next thing you're going to do is click on OK. Now right click and select power clip, then place it into this second layer. All right, then right click and select edit power clip to adjust, then scale this up just right about that. So once you scale that up, you can leave that to that and click on finish. Now what you're going to do is right click on this gold background, select power clip, then power clip it in here, then right click and select edit power clip to go into the frame. So you can rotate this way, or you can choose 90 and just scale it up this way. So in case you're confused, just come over to your property bar and come over to your angle of rotation, then right click, highlight it and select 90. Just type 90 and press enter on your keyboard. Then you can scale this up this way, then click on finish, and this is what you're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do is highlight everything and remove the black stroke. All right, so this is what you are going to have, guys. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in this and leave that to that. I'm going to bring in this. So what we're going to do now is I want to bring in my logo over here. All right, so I'm going to place my logo just right about that, as small as that. So we're going to leave that to that. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this one up a bit. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just select this, select it again, then use this rotational angle and scale this up just right about that. So I'm going to bring this one here and leave that to that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my text. But before I bring in my text, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this guy. All right, so as you can see, it's behind fill. So what you're going to do is is behind object. So select shift on your keyboard, then select pitch up to bring it forward. So what you're going to do now is you're going to scale this up this way. All right, so once you scale it up again and leave that to that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to blend this to the background by coming over to these tools and select transparency, then fill out this edge just right about that, and this is basically what you are going to have. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring in this guy. So it's a karaoke, as you can see, karaoke night Valentine weekend special. So that's why I got this mic. So we're going to represent karaoke. So I'm going to scale it up this way and leave that over here. All right, so I'm going to take it behind and bring it up this way, and this is what we are going to have, guys. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in my text. But before we go about that, just click on save, Control X. All right, Control X on your keyboard. Then the next thing you're going to do is make sure you save this as Valentine or Val, anyhow you want. Then just click on that, and the next thing we're going to do is first of all, let me scale this one up. Let me scale this up this way. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my text. So to do that, come over to where your text are and highlight everything. So once you do that, what you're going to do is Control C to copy, then come over to your text too, then click over here, then Control V to paste. Then right about that, you can give it a white color so we can see. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to basically cut this out. All right, paste it over here. So we're going to give it a black color so we can see. So the next thing we're going to do is break it apart using Ctrl+K. All right, so I'm going to place this just right here, give it a white color. All right, so I'm going to break this apart also using Ctrl+K, and I'm going to bring this one here. The font I'll be making use of this is written over here. All right, so this font, I think this font, I'm going to just paste it over here. In case you don't have this font, guys, please just use the name, go to Google and download the font. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to select my shape tool. So once you select your shape tool, this is going to come up. So just basically select this one and reduce the spacing just right there, and scale it up this way. So once you scale it up, this is what you're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to select this and rotate it this way. All right, so once I'm going to do is bring this one just down over here and scale that up this way. All right, so once I do that, this is basically what we are going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. You can use Ctrl+D to duplicate it this way, then give it a red color. All right, then once you give it a red color, what you're going to do is you can select Shift F11. on your keyboard, you can see a button on your keyboard that is written F then 11. Then click on it, select it this way. All right, so once you select it, you can basically play with this way, or basically can leave that to that, or come over to this and play with. You can play with your color. Come over to this. You can give it a dark color. All right. Then click on OK. Then you can place this one just right here. All right, so this is what you are going to have. All right, guys, so the next thing we're going to do is change the font of this. So the font we're making use of is called this. All right, so just copy and come over to your font list. So if you don't have this font, basically what you're going to do is use the name and download the font. All right, so this is what you are going to have, guys. So basically you're going to just drag this and place it over here. All right, so what I'm going to do now is scale this up, and I'm going to rotate this way. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is, as you can see, we have a very tiny font. So basically come over to come to your contour tool. All right, select your contour tool and can basically increase this. So you're going to just increase this to have a thicker font. All right, so this is what you're going to have, guys. So basically increase this way, and you can leave that to that. So the next thing we're going to do is, I'm going to break this apart by right clicking and select break contour apart. Shortcut is Ctrl+K. So once you do that, highlight everything and come to your property bar and select weld. So once you weld it together, you can give it a white color. So you see we have a thicker font now. So the next thing you're going to do is, I want to basically copy this gold background, paste it again, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically duplicate this text by using Ctrl+D. You can duplicate this way, and this one you can give it a black color. So to make it dark black, come over to your color thumbnail over here and double click on it. So bring this over here, select your color viewer and select your color model, then select RGB and drag this down here. You can see the difference. So you're going to click on OK, and basically the next thing you're going to do is right click on this gold background and select power clip, then place it into the white text we have here. So basically drag this one down over here and leave that. If you don't understand, you can drop me a comment in the comment section below, and don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. And this is basically, guys, what we're gonna have. So you can see we have a text over here. So the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna change the font of this to Campton Book. All right, or we can use this font. All right, I think I prefer this font over here. All right, so I'm gonna just copy the name of this font and attach it over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break this apart this way and use Ctrl+K to break this apart. Then we're gonna change it to uppercase using your Shift F3 on your keyboard. Uppercase simply means capital letter. So you're going to change that to uppercase, and what you're going to do is you're going to scale this up this way. All right, so once we do that, we're going to bring this one just right about that and give it yellow color and drag this over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to basically rotate this just right here and leave that to that. So we're going to change this color to white, and this is what we are going to have, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just highlight all of this and bring it to this part and make sure this one is as bold as possible. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this, then highlight this text, bring it forward and scale this up this way. and leave that to that. So the next thing we're going to do is, guys, I'm going to just cut this. All right, paste it over here, then give it a black color. And I'm going to cut this one, paste it over here, give it a black color. So I'm going to cut this one also, paste it here and give it a black color. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just place this background as it should be. So I'm going to just drag this one and come to effect, go to blur, select Gaussian blur. All right, so we're going to just reduce the blur a bit, reduce it this way, and click on OK. Then the next thing we're going to do is right click and select power clip and place it into this frame. Then right click again, select edit power clips, go into the frame to edit. You can basically place this here or rotate it just right about that. You can basically place one just right here, and we can leave that to that. So the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in this. I'm going to cut this. All right, I'm going to place it just right here. All right, so what I'm going to do is the font I'm making use of this is Core Agency. All right, so I'm going to bold it, and once you do that, you can cut this, paste it here, cut this, paste it just right here. All right, so for those of you who don't know how to cut, it's basically Control X on your keyboard. So we're going to just scale this up this way, and once you do that, you're going to place this one here and scale it up just right there. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place this one here, change it to uppercase by highlighting and select Shift F3, then select uppercase, and this is what you are going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just scale this up this way and bring this one down a bit. So what I'm going to do now is let's highlight and scale it up again. All right, so once you do that, you can bring this one down here and leave that to that. So the next thing we're going to do is I want to basically place this one here, select this, cut this, place it just right here. And the next thing we're going to do is change the font of this. All right, so I'm going to just cut this font and paste it over here, then change this and bold it. So once you do that, you can scale this up, scale it down a bit, and leave that. So we're going to give it a red color, and once we do that, we're going to double click on this color thumbnail over here and reduce the red to this, and we're going to give it some bullet size over here by using our rectangle tool. Draw this way and give it this color, drag this one down and drag this one down, and this is basically what you're gonna have, guys. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drag this and leave that to that. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this and paste it just right here, give it a black color. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna basically place this one here and bring this one down. And the font I'll be making use of this is, okay, let me just replicate this font over here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change this to uppercase, and once I do that, I'm going to break it apart. Then I'm going to just scale this one just right here. All right, so once we do that, this is what we are going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to basically copy this. All right, so I'm going to change this to eat, drink, and party. All right, so we're going to change that to uppercase, Shift F3 on your keyboard. I'm going to change the font to this. All right, so once we do that, we're going to basically leave that to that, and this is what we are going to have, guys. So basically what you're going to do is make sure this and this is aligned together. All right, so this is basically what you're going to have. So I'm going to select this one, select this, and press letter T on my keyboard to align everything together. As you can see, this is aligned over here, and this is basically aligned just right about that, and this is what you're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to basically do this. All right, and bring it over here. So we're gonna remove this spacing and leave that to that. So the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring it over here and select my ellipse tool and draw this way. So I'm gonna give it a white color, and the next thing I'm gonna do is come over to my effects, select blur and select Gaussian blur. So once you're done with this, increase the pixels to 23.2 pixels, then click on OK. So right about that, what you're going to do is you're going to select your bitmap, convert it to bitmap, and click on OK. So we're going to just drag this over here, and increase this a little bit, and you can use your transparency tool and fade it out a bit. So we're going to bring in our text, use shift page up to bring it forward. And next thing you're going to do is the font I'll be making use of this is called this one. All right, so this is the name of this font, and I'm going to just place this one just right here, and I'm going to leave that to that. All right, so that is basically what we're going to have. So for this one, let me just see if we're going to change the font to this. All right, so this is what you are going to have. So if you have any question concerning the fonts, you can basically download any of these fonts using the names provided on the notepad. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in the time and place it just right here. So I'm going to take this one up. I'm going to take this one up a bit, and I'm going to bring in the address, place it just right here. And the font I'll be making use of this is called Campton Book. All right, so I'm going to bold it, and the next thing we're going to do is give it a red color, and leave that to that. So the next thing we're going to do now is I'm going to bring in my rectangle tool and draw a line just right here and give it a red color. So we're going to bring in one down, and that is what we are going to have, guys. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in this, change the font to Campton Book. We're going to bold it, and we're going to reduce this to this, and we're going to give it spacing to this because I'm going to use icons to represent all this. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring in this. All right, I'm going to bring in this one as to represent the wine bar. All right, so we're going to place it just right here. So for the sports bar, we're going to use this one. All right, to represent the sports bar. So you can find all these icons and the link in the down description below. All right, so we're going to just reduce this one and place it just right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this one is going to represent the grill, and this is going to represent the pump price. And what we're going to do is I want to basically reduce this one and bring it just right here. All right, bring this one here, reduce this one, bring it just right here, and this is what we are going to have, guys. So I'm going to reduce this one, put it just right here, increase the spacing, reduce the spacing of this one, and bring this one here, and basically reduce this and bring it here, and this is basically what you're going to have, guys. So what you're going to do is make sure they are all aligned together. All right, so that's what you're going to make sure they are aligned together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically reduce this one this way. So once you do that, I'm going to bring in this text and give it a black color. All right, so what you're going to do is basically make sure this is aligned, and the next thing you're going to do is you're going to just scale this one up this way, change the font to Campton Book. All right, so once you do that, make sure this is capital letter, shift F3 on your keyboard, and the next thing you're going to do is lift that to that. All right, so you can bold this if you wish, but no need for that. You're going to leave that just right about that. So the font I'll be making use of this is called the Agency. All right, so I'm going to bold this. I'm going to change that to Campton letter. So I'm going to scale this one. I'm going to scale it up this way and leave that to that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it these icons to represent the social media handle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just basically leave this to this, and the next thing we're going to do is come over to bitmap, select mode, select black and white. All right, so make sure your conversion method is on line art. Then you can increase this. If you reduce it, you can see you're revealing. So to make this perfect, just increase it, then click on OK. As you can see, then go to property bar, select trace bitmap, outline trace, line art, and wait for this to load. Then you can see the before, you can see the after. So what you're going to do is click on OK, and you can basically ungroup it, delete the ones you don't want this way, and this is what you are going to have. So you can do the same to this. All right, select bitmap, select mode, black and white, and this is what you're going to have. So go to trace bitmap, outline trace, line art, and wait for it to load. All right, and boom guys, this is what you're going to have. So basically you can delete the ones you don't want, just right about that, and that is what you're going to have. So you can do same to this, bitmap, mode, black and white, okay, trace bitmap, outline trace, line art, wait for it to load. You can see the before and you can see the after. So now click on OK and delete this ones, delete this, and you can basically delete that one. Or what you're gonna do is you can leave this one, delete the black one, and that is what you're gonna have, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna represent this phone number using, that is the WhatsApp phone number. So we're gonna just represent that this way by using this WhatsApp icon. So we're gonna just reduce this way, and that is what you are going to have. But let me just reduce that again. And the next thing we're going to reduce is this, bring in the Facebook icon and the Instagram icon, and make sure they are all aligned together, just basically this way and this way. All right, so this is it. So we're going to just bring this one here, select this, reduce it, and bring it just right about that. And this is basically what you are going to have, guys. I'm going to group this together, and once I do that, we're going to just scale this up this way and leave that to that. So right about that, guys, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some highlights, this using this light flare effect. So I'm going to bring one of this over here. So use shift page up to bring it forward. Now I'm going to select my transparency tool, come over to my mesh mode and select screen. So once you do that, I'm going to place one just right here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring one also over here, and this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some shadow to this. So what you're going to do is select your shadow tool. All right, then add the shadow to this. Then you can reduce the shadow by 10 feathering. All right, so once you do that, this is what you're going to have. So you're going to just break it apart, and then you can bring the shadow down here. All right, you can take that behind fill this way. So this is basically what you're going to have. So the next thing I always like doing is once I'm done designing, I can basically so let me take this one in here using my shape tool. As you can see, some particles are outside. So sometimes what I always do is do my color balance. In Photoshop, you can use camera roll to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to basically, you can export this way, or you can actually come over to this, convert it to bitmap. All right, then you can basically come to your effects, select adjust, then select color balance. All right, so once you select your color balance, you can play with this way. Let me reset this, and once I do that, you can add this, you can add a little bit of blue to it. All right, then you can add a bit of cyan to this, or red. All right, so you can see the effect over here. So click on OK. So you can see the difference between this and this. So anyone that works for you, you can go for it. So this is how I always blend my backgrounds and images together. So basically, guys, if you don't know how to design this, and this is how we designed this Valentine flyer in CorelDraw. If you have any question, you can drop me a comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to share this video and give it a thumbs up, and see you guys in my next video.